Dear Pixie, you asked us, are all new incarnating souls from the blue ray, or at least from a different oversoul? Not possible to incarnate from a different grand oversoul, but a more localized one, surely. Many newly incarnated souls are that which we would refer to as of the blue ray. Indeed, this is true. In fact, this will be the greatest influx of blue ray souls thus far in your known history coming into incarnation upon your planet at your current now time point. However, not all incarnating souls would be classed as blue ray. The full rainbow spectrum with potential for diamond sun solar light body activation are responding to the new call given for your planetary end times. You asked us, are they coming in as part of a different oversoul? It is not possible to incarnate from a different grand oversoul, but surely a more localized one. The oversoul model is varied and of subjective interpretation based on multiple teachings on your planet. All newly incarnated souls will become part of the planetary and galactic oversoul structure that we present as beloved Queen Sophia or the masculine counterpart King Christos. These oversoul intelligent infinity structures are known by many names. The localized soul, as higher consciousness structure of the awakened planetary social memory complexity or matrix, would be the divine Princess Aurora or her counterpart, the Archangel Michael. You are correct that no soul incarnating into your galactic sphere at your time, your current now time, would be coming in from the memory system that is a different grand oversoul. For all have been, shall we say, acclimatized to the frequencies of your galaxy and your time-space sector that holds your current vibratory sphere plane that you know as Earth. However, the ability to access memory strands or templates from alternate grand oversouls will be placed in potential within all awakening souls at solar ascension level. Or another way of explaining this would be to say that these souls will draw down more complex memory complexity structures into their memory field. Or we could say they shall be able to traverse the Akash, the Hall of Records, and interact with the morphogenetic field, holding the codes for a human Earth incarnation with the ability to translate extraterrestrial codices through the newly wired brain configuration known as Beyond the Theta or Genius Brainwave Patterning. This is your doppelganger, crystalline DNA, diamond codex within. You asked us, in what sense is the negative polarization path harder or more difficult? The positive path is the natural organic way. Therefore, one remains within natural flow, as the fish that swims along with the current. The negative path is moving against the natural organic way, as the fish who swims upstream. In this way, the negative path is far more challenging, for it moves against that which comes naturally and that which flows. However, just as the fish are equipped to swim upstream, so is the negatively polarized soul equipped to move against the natural organic flow. So whilst the negative path is more the challenge, the equipment serves the purpose needed for that choice. Therefore, only from the positively polarized perspective would the negative path be more difficult. From the vantage point of the neutral observer, the difficulty level is equal to the other. You asked us, why do some souls choose the negative polarization on the individual level? The choice is made at the individual level to work at group structure level from the physical perspective, that which you may know as hive mind consciousness. This is experienced and chosen consciously in service to the one creator or original source who delivered the instructional pulse to experience all and everything. Within polarity, there must be souls who agree to experience both polarities in order to deliver that experience in response to the creational pulse. You asked us, I understand it's a service and is very similar to service to others. Is this correct? Indeed, this is service specific to the response to the creational pulse of the original source, one infinite creator. In that sense, it is equal in service to others, positive polarization. Yet one cannot say the two polarized pathways are similar. Many of the same tools are utilized, but the positive is always organically utilized, and the negative is always inverted and utilizes the tool artificially. In this way, they are the equal and opposite reaction of one another. This is not similar in truth, but can be perceived as such by the onlooker. You asked us, is the heart connection the main difference between positive and negative polarization? The heart connection is indeed the main difference. Yet the difference is the equal and opposite of each other as mirror image and reflection rather than simply difference. This is expressed through radiation and absorption. You asked us, do the negatively polarized feel on any level there is something missing on their path? We are unable to present the feelings of the negatively polarized souls due to etiquettes, permissions, and boundaries. You asked us, is that full realization through heart missing within a negatively polarized soul until they merge with Source? Full realization through heart is fully understood at intellectual level in the case of negatively polarized individuals, but not experienced personally in the way it is experienced by a positively polarized soul. However, nothing is missing, only consciously and deliberately repressed. Merge with Source brings all back from polarity into unity, and all are one. You asked us, when a soul just decides what path to take, either positive or negative, is it something in the makeup of that soul at the time of conception of that soul, already imprinted in by the Creator to keep the game of creation going? At conception point, or rather inception point, all souls are unified. There is no polarity. Yet imprints of the Creator are organically birthed within that soul, so both polarity choices are available. From that sense, then yes, this keeps the game of creation going, as you so put it. You asked us, is it a consequence of karmic principles? It is simply a matter of service at that point. The choice at that level is made from the unified standpoint. Therefore, both choices are equal to the other. There is no karma at that point of unification. Only at the point of distortion or moving away from unity does karmic energetic balance begin. You asked us, is it the case that all souls want to walk the positive path, but as free choice comes to play, we descend from positive to and join the principles of the negative template, Logos? This is mostly correct. It is the case that all souls respond to the call of the original Creator pulse through a desire, configuration, or distortion towards service. As choice, and thus free will, is presented, the descent is from unification into polarity. Principles of either negative or positive Logos templates are thus chosen. You asked us, how, though, is that choice made? Is it simply assigned without any actual choice from the soul? The choice is part of the soul's bifurcation. One aspect of the division becomes magnetically seeking positive, and the other aspect of the division becomes magnetically seeking negative. You asked us, are you saying both choices are made by the soul? The soul bifurcates into both polarities. The experience of the polarity is the conscious choice. You asked us, those in the novel who took the juice that we cannot save, will they have a soul life review when they leave their incarnated life? The life review is achieved by the individualized soul holding quantum convergence charge, blue starfire. The more charge, the clearer and more succinct the life review. Juice results within conformity DNA sequencing, prevents blue starfire charge. Therefore, whilst the life review must take place, it will undoubtedly be experienced with distortion, confusion, and lack of clarity. The inability to process and integrate that which you call life review, which is the soul's incarnate memory integration and processing spiral system through charged DNA prevents individualization. Therefore, whilst life review is attempted, it is unlikely to be successful, as in the organic mechanism for life review and thus resulting soul's evolutionary momentum. The correct response to your question would be that a partial review would take place. However, this is not a blanket sweep across all souls leaving incarnation that are juiced. There is always exception to the rule. You asked us, is the sword of Archangel Michael related to Excalibur? The sword of Archangel Michael is Excalibur. You asked us, is the sword of Archangel Michael a completely celestial instrument to Excalibur? It is one and the same as celestial instruments go. You asked us, I've heard Excalibur is a flaming sword, but I'm wondering if it has a formal name. It has many names, some being rod, staff, spine, backbone, vertical axis, vertical pillar of light, ascension stairway, the tower, the beanstalk, and many more. The reason this is presented as a flaming sword is due to the quantum convergence charge blue starfire we speak of. We present the story in order that you may decode the metaphor as is given through the scribe at planetary end times. You asked us, if the person that passed over drank the juice, are the messages coming through affected if that person were to be contacted via a medium, a psychic medium? This would depend on the medium. If she were or he were to contact the transitioned soul and take her communication point after juice consumption, then yes, it is most likely messages would be affected due to life review processing and integration interference and lack of clarity. If the medium were to take the communication point prior to juice consumption, then the messages would not be affected. However, the psychic medium, or the guidance system working with the psychic medium, would need to be aware of the cross-alternate self aspect and the wide-ranging experience of the linear time domain that fourth dimensional souls hold within their matrix. You asked us, does merging with this energy affect the psychic medium, as would doing energy healing or being around them affect them? Again, this would depend on the medium or the healer, their own clarity, their own connection and unity with their higher self, angelic aspect, guidance system, and their own filtering and shielding abilities. You asked us, when you activate the Diamond Codex, do you instruct the ribosomes in just your own body? Or do you instruct the ribosomes of all human bodies on your side of the trifurcation in your timeline? The radiation afforded the Diamond Codex Activated One has the ability to broadcast through the collective mind body complex system and deliver matching activations to, let us say, soul brothers and sisters through quantum entanglement. So whilst you are instructing your own ribosomal complex system, this indeed can be seen to be instructing the system of others. However, the actual activation would depend on their receptivity when we are talking about other selves as other incarnated souls. These would be the like-minded, those who, like you, are a part of the Aurora Matrix Collective. Therefore, you would not reach, if you will, all human bodies on your side of the trifurcation in your timeline due to some souls not holding a matching frequency resonance, even when standing on your side of the trifurcation. The abilities of multiple starseeds within the Aurora Matrix, however, generates such power and electrical plasmic conductivity that only the slightest matching resonance is needed in order for ribosomal instructional set to be triggered within an individual as a hexagonal grid paradigm system. The answer to your question, therefore, is yes, with caveats. Indeed, this is exactly that which is occurring on your planet in your current now time. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. I am just so happy to be able to announce to you that my new book is available. The Diamond Codex and the Quartz Key, accessing the accelerated Stargate system through crystalline transformation of the genetic code. What does it mean to transmute one's DNA from carbon-based to crystalline within the context of spiritual enlightenment and physiological evolution? Practical templates for photonic light gene expression, alchemical unification, and light body activation are provided within this channeled transmission, delivering this codex at a time within humanity's awakening and expansion when synchronicity is abundant. The mysteries of the accelerated Stargate system as an intelligent living infinity structure call the starseeds of Earth to remember why they are incarnated here and what they came here to do. The downloads, epiphanies, and realizations that will organically come to each starseed as they immerse themselves within this sacred text are catalysts for those memories. Introducing Dreamwalker, the story, presented through my interdimensional dialogue with the monadic light structure that is the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. This book has been such an absolute delight and joy to transcribe from the 9, and I truly hope you enjoy reading it. Available in paperback, hardcover, and Kindle.